Hey, hey, hey. Well, today is travel day. We're here live. I'm actually on the road traveling, working from the road. Paul, you're on vacation with your family, hanging out in Mickey Mouse World. Is that correct?
No, I don't do Disney. We're
Oh,
at
you don't
Universal
want to do okay.
Studios in Orlando.
And Sarah is back at the Vital Studios, and today is a live Vital update. Even though we're traveling, and we thought today would be a great day to address working remotely, since we're working from out of the office today, and it happens to be kind of the height of travel season as people are taking vacations and people are just naturally working on the road a lot. So we thought today would be a great time for that topic of conversation. So Sarah, thank you for joining us today as well and holding down the fort there at the office.
Excited to be here, excited to keep everything steady, get you guys on the road. It's really awesome that we get to do it and it doesn't hinder anybody from doing anything. Like Sean was able to go, we're going to be able to have Paul with us while he's on his entire family vacation. And it's just great that with today and how everything's going, that we can all be together, even though we're miles and miles apart.
That's
Well,
true. And hey,
thank God for technology, right?
not to knock Disney. Okay, I didn't mean to knock Disney at the beginning of this, but I got two boys, so my boys don't really get excited about the Disney princesses, and Universal is kind of more our style. So
Hey, well, what does that say about me, man? I love Disney, man. I love it all.
hey,
What
there's
do
a
you
few
mean
select
when
things
you're
there,
not a
right?
roller coaster person, Sean? Because that's what Universal is very good for, the big roller coasters.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, Paul, how can we be safe when we're traveling like we are today, but we still need to connect? You still need to do business. For example, you're working from a hotel today, and you needed to make sure that you're on secure platforms. And I think a lot of people worry about this issue.
Well, and it's not just at hotels while you're traveling. It's also think about Starbucks, things that you're actually using on a daily basis, especially with COVID when all of that happened and everybody started working remotely. We really started having um, a greater responsibility, I guess, to make sure that you're secure and all of that. So one of the things that I'm using while I'm actually here on my phone and my computer both is called NordVPN. It gives you a private connection. It encrypts everything, so it's safe and secure. To where whether I'm on my phone on Verizon's internet or I'm here in the hotel needing to use their internet access, I'm able to keep all of that secure. That's a very, very important thing to do. In fact, I recommend that across the board for any network that you're going to get on. That's not something that you manage, to be running that software on any device that you're going to connect to, for any business device.
Yeah, and so obviously, if anybody has questions about how to do that, how to access that, we can certainly help them with it. But is it a cost-effective way? Is it going to break the bank, or is it really
No, I
accessible?
think NordVPN, they're actually running a summer special right now. It's under $100 for 2 years.
Wow.
And I think if you do 1 year, it's like $60, maybe somewhere around there. So it's definitely cost effective. It's definitely something that everybody can afford.
Yeah.
And it's definitely recommended to do all the time, not just while you're on vacation.
Sure, sure. That I got you. So, what are some other things that we need to be thinking about? So, you've kind of explained one, but what are some other areas in terms of just working remotely? Things we need to be aware of and thinking about.
So, and this is kind of just something that's more, I would say, just hygiene of taking care of your technology. A lot of times, a lot of people will do like an inbox cleanup or they archive their old emails every time they go on vacation. So when they come back, they got a fresh inbox. They're ready to go from there. So that's something you may want to do. But it's also important to make sure you have all the files that you need accessible remotely if you are going to be working remotely, and make sure that all your backups are in place so you have a good current backup of all your files. Mobility for your phones and your being able to communicate with your staff while you're on the road is also very important. All of those things are things that you need to be thinking about prior to even going on vacation. Um, and then Sarah had actually brought up a very good point this morning, just about security and securing your physical devices.
Yeah.
Um, for instance, like if you have the hotel, and some of this has kind of changed a little bit in the last year with COVID as far as how often they come in and clean your room. But if you have, let's say, someone coming in your room to clean the room, And what are you doing with your devices? Are you putting them in a safe? Are you taking them with you? Are you leaving them out? Are you locking the computer? Having those things in place and just being conscious of how that actually works, and how you're going to actually interact with those situations is very, very important to think about ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the benefits I know from having a file sharing system is also the apps that they have now, that whether you're on a mobile device or other things, those things being in secure locations, you can still access send files in and out in a pretty protected way. But yeah, the continuity of services and work when you're traveling is a big component, especially when really, for all practical purposes, in the shutdown in 2020, it kind of happened overnight for most people. And they were really caught off guard and not really set up in a cloud-based solution. And that brings in certain security concerns in and of itself.
Yeah, and I mean, again, having that conversation ahead of time is always easy. Now,
Yeah.
like hindsight literally is 2020 in this scenario.
That's true.
But being caught off guard is not something that you should have to deal with in this day and age. Technology, if you look right now, you're sitting in a car, you're driving, you're able to have this whole conversation while you're on the phone.
I'm not driving right now. Just for the record, I am safe. I pulled over to have this conversation.
We got Sarah back at the office, and then I'm sitting in my hotel room. So it doesn't matter where we physically are. We're able to still manage everything we need to manage from a business perspective, and we're able to move that ball forward without having any interruption of services at all, and doing it in a secure manner.
Yeah, very good. Sarah, what are your thoughts on all this? You're sitting over there, you got the cool studio. I mean, give us some good wisdom.
So moving forward off of this conversation, and you might be listening to this saying, oh, well, I'm going on vacation, I'm traveling, this is just another thing that I have to think about. But in the long run, it's beneficial to think about it beforehand. And I'm not going to say all people, but most people, and most people that I know, you have a vacation checklist. If it's something that is just written down and it's not that much extra work. It's not even extra work. It's just preparing yourself for what you're looking at, thinking about where you're going to store your computer or your phone. If you're not going to bring it with you, have it in a backpack. Thinking about the VPN, you can do that ahead of time, have it already set up, and then from the second you leave your house, your connection is going to be secure. And then the same thing with the backup. If you're regularly checking your backups anyway to make sure they're up to date, it's already part of your routine, so it's not putting you out. And then just making sure that all of your devices, the software is updated. And we're not, even on the apps and everything that you're using, if that software is not updated and you've missed a very important, like a security patch or something, again, that's kind of everybody's day-to-day is making sure that updates are there.
If you're getting on unsecure Wi-Fi, they can exploit that security patch that's not done. So that's also something, putting that, if you start putting all these things into your routine, like she said, and making that part of how you do business, whether you go on vacation or not is not going to matter, because you're going to be able to function remotely wherever you are in a secure way. So that's a very good point as well. And I learned something also that works. Have a poncho or a waterproof backpack when you go.
Always for water.
Severely rained on today.
Yeah. Well, I know that prior to us going remotely, we had a little bit of time to kind of prep, and you had already because I wasn't working with Vital at the time. I don't know if you can hear that rain. That's not going to go well for this video. But we actually began to practice that virtual environment and working with the different platforms we had to all get used to it, and that was really beneficial. I think so. Being aware and practicing on occasion to make sure all those systems are working and everybody is up to speed with the technology is also important, just for human, for usage, so you avoid human error, I guess.
Correct. That's a good point. And just like I said, having it as part of your everyday technology stack and what you're actually used to using makes all this stuff and makes the transition so much easier.
Yeah. Well, very good. Any other thoughts before we kind of wrap this segment up that people need to be thinking about, or you think we covered most of it?
No, I'm hoping to go try to get by the pool again today. If it
Yeah.
doesn't
Are you
continue to
wearing a
rain.
vital shirt? I can't know. You're not wearing a vital
No,
shirt.
I am not wearing my vital. This might be the first time you've seen me without my vital shirt on.
You know, I'm
We're in
convinced that
vacation mode.
I'll bet you have pajamas that has vital on it. I'm just telling you. Hey, man. Well, I hope that you and your family have a great time. And for everybody who's traveling during this season, if you have any questions or you want to talk to us about how to better secure your company that have these things put in place, as always, we'll have a link that you can click to reach out to us. And we're happy to help you with any of these services that we've been describing, help you set them up, and actually coach your team on how to use them effectively so that you can just enjoy yourself. And I mean, we've learned a new way to work. We might as well use the technology that's made available to us.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go try to hit the pool again. So I'll see y'all later.
Very good. Very good. Y'all all enjoy your day, and we'll see you next Thursday, this coming Thursday at 2:00 in another live Vital Update.
Thank you.